You're Egyptian, that doesn't count.
Alright, so
Yeah. Zach's Moroccan, so he's technically African as well. Technically, yeah.
Bro, if you start going technically, anyone can say it.
I feel like any minority.
If you go far back,
Technically.
okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna ask you to graph this function. And then we want you to graph from a sketch. And then you can learn how to use calculator as well, so get your calculator out. And Coco, still don't have calculator?
I got batteries.
Yo,
I got batteries.
you're gonna get one of them.
I'm gonna try to get one.
I swear. We haven't seen one.
I mean, if you want a really cheap one, I have a $15 one, but that's like, it's really, really old. It's like 30 years old.
I'll take it. Can I take it?
30 years old?
He's gonna charge you
I think I have two.
$50.
I have two. Okay, Anthony, you got one? Okay, so you can grab one of those things here.
For Courtney, we moved the desk.
He pretty much is brand new.
So it's $1.50.
Bro, tell me how he got a used calculator and it's in better shape than mine. You got a new one?
You got a new one?
No, like I got it, like my cousin got it, and then he sold it.
Me, your cousin told it to you?
Yeah,
If you're my cousin, I'm legally allowed to wrong.
Like he
Are you on your phone?
graduated.
If you have a one, I already have, just use that one. I don't know if BlackBerry is working though.
All of you have the same calculator, bro.
Alright, so,
You have to do the same thing, just.
I have an older one.
now we're gonna talk about these questions here, and we're gonna graph all the way through. Make sure you gotta be able to graph. So first of all, you can find all the information, but obviously this one has vertical asymptote.
That's what?
Does this one has a vertical asymptote? No, so domains are a real number, pretty much. And does it has a horizontal asymptote?
Yeah, no.
No, if it's a polynomial, there's no horizontal asymptote, right? So those are the things that you should recognize immediately. But later, we're gonna make sure you gotta graph vertical asymptote. You gotta be able to graph inflection point and all that. So, like it looks. Can I find the x-intercept?
Yeah.
How do I find the x-intercept? 0, okay. Is equal to -3 x to the 5th plus 5 x to the 3rd. And that's gonna give you x to the 3rd times -3 x squared plus 5. That's equal to 0. So x to the 3 is equal to 0. -3 x squared plus 5 is equal to 0. -3 x squared is equal to -5. X squared is equal to 5 to 3. X is equal to what? So I don't know what a value is, so you might need to figure out what that value is. So square root of 5.
It's 1.666.
1.66.
6667.
Okay, so roughly almost 2/3. Now roughly is 1 and 2/3. So it's those are information that I will sketch in. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay. So 1.66, so it's roughly right here, right? What'd you say? And let me don't draw us. That's the notation for the inflection point. Sorry. And 0. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
And x-intercept and y-intercept are exactly identical, so you got x-intercept is going to be negative square root of 5 over 3, 0. And the positive square root 5 over 3, comma 0. And what else? 0, 0. Y-intercept, x-intercept, so 0, 0, thank you. And y-intercept is 0, 0. Okay. So that is the original equation, right? How about f prime? So let's take care of f prime. So f prime is going to be what? Negative 60x to the fourth plus 15. Okay, count. Okay, negative 15 x to the fourth plus 15x squared. So I can factor out negative 15x squared left the x squared minus 1, right? Okay. So that's x equal to, so what's the critical number?
0, 1.
0, so it's 0 equal to negative 15x squared, and the x squared minus 1. So x equal to 0, x equal to plus minus 1. So 0, negative 1, and positive 1.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna test I don't even worry about x squared, I just know that's negative 15. But if I want to do x squared, it's fine, doesn't make anything changes. Because it doesn't matter what sign I plug in, it's always end up in negative all the way across.
Increasing, decreasing.
And if I plug in from x squared minus 1, a lot of people have hard time plugging this, but it's actually not, it's very easy. So you plug in negative 2, it's going to be positive. But if you plug in some value very close to 0, let's say negative 0.1, it's not going to outweigh
No, that's positive.
negative 1.
Oh yeah, I have a
It's gonna
question.
be negative.
Yeah, I had a question about.
This part is going to be negative and negative
Those on the
and
side.
positive.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
negative, positive, positive, negative.
That's
it was something
why
like
too.
that on the test, and I didn't know what to do because if you plug in like
I was about to go walk up to and be like, something's wrong, and then I was like, oh wait, never mind.
No, what you do is to plug in some value that's really small. Like 0.1, negative 0.1. If negative 0.1 squared, those of you guys know math, it's gonna get smaller. If you have decimal like less than 1, it's gonna be smaller. But
Yeah,
it's
it's
positive, but it's still not outweigh
positive.
negative 1. Negative 1 is still larger. So negative 1s end up to be the sign determinations.
It's like multiplying by a fraction.
What kind of fraction? Is a fraction bigger than 1 or less than 1? So, yeah, if it's less than 1, it's gonna get smaller. Bigger than 1, it's gonna get bigger.
It's supposed to be increasing at the beginning.
So, nope. Decreasing,
Oh, that's the slope of 1.
increasing,
Yeah.
increasing, decreasing. So where's the maximum min here?
Yeah, that's right.
X equal to negative 1, right? That's gonna be min. And x equal to 1, that's gonna be max.
Yep.
But what happened is I always find the y coordinates. Regardless what happened, I just always plug in to find the y coordinate is. So then it's gonna be negative 1, comma, and
Negative 2.
I think it's gonna be negative 2. Are you sure?
For which
I
one?
did go through.
Negative 1. It's negative 2? Okay. If we plug in 1, it's gonna be what? Positive 2.
1 is positive 2 again.
So that's a part that we can do. So what I do with the min and max, I draw smiling faces, like chin, upside down chin or low. So 1, negative 1 is gonna be what? Negative 2. So it's gonna be a min. So min is gonna be like this, and the max is gonna be like this. Okay. Question about this part?
Nope.
Okay, let's go with second derivative because we might find some inflection point. So let's take a second derivative here. If I take a second derivative, it's going to be negative 60x to the third plus 30x, I think. So it'll be negative 30x squared, x times x squared minus 2x squared minus 1. And then that's going to be x equal to 0. 2x squared minus 1 equal to 0. X squared equal to 1/2. X equal to plus minus square root 1/2. That's equal to plus minus square root 2/2, by the way. Now I gotta find the y coordinates, right? So now it's time to use your calculator. I'm gonna show you the. Of course, since you're black. What? It's privilege. Yeah. Privilege to be black.
I'm almost almost there.
And white.
Okay.
We're recording.
Huh?
We're recording, remember?
Yeah. That's okay, I'm protecting black person.
You're making me feel so
I can't wait till one of these days. You still have the live stream up where you threatened to kick my ass.
Wait, did Donna saw it? Did Donna saw it?
No.
What
I
did
didn't include it in the video. I was like, you know what? I'm tired of beeping things. I'm tired. Yeah.
Okay, so here's what you're gonna do. Hey, before you leave, you can learn how to use. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna type in y1, right? You're gonna type in y1 is equal to negative 3x to the fifth plus 5x to the third. Now, well, there's a trick way that you can get any value, which is nice with calculator. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna do second. No. No. Second window. It's actually a table set. It's called table set. And you're gonna go to input. And they're gonna go ask.
Input, where's input?
Independent?
Independent, yeah, independent. Thank you.
I think it's already asked.
It's the first one, independent.
It's not the first one.
I'm not.
No, yeah, independent, yeah. Independent.
Where is it?
Auto or ask?
Ask.
And change it to ask. The thing is, it's like you're building a table that you can ask any value, just plug in. It's actually, you don't have a calculator. Where's your calculator?
Wow,
So we can learn how to use it.
What's next? What's next?
Okay, so ask. So now you're gonna do second graph, which is,
Where's independent?
Oh, and then you can plug in about.
you just plug in a value.
Oh,
Ah, yes, okay.
Okay, plug in a value. So that value you're gonna plug in the square root 2 over 2.
Okay, so it's second, you hit second.
independent.
Second window, independent, ask.
And then second. Oh, okay.
Second.
Which one is
And then it gives us y.
Oh, they give you a y value. So what's that y value they give it to you? If you enter square root 2 over 2.
Negative 1.75.
Yeah, 1 point, so x equal to square root of 2 over 2. That's gonna give me what? 1 point what?
7.5.
1.2 something.
One point, what are you talking about?
Like the
start is the square root of, oh, okay. You get
Negative
1.7.
1.75.
Negative what?
No, you get 1.967.
You get 0.531.
Jesus, you guys.
Is this what? I don't know if it's plug it in and then like.
I extra 3.
I feel like if you master
No, you gotta change it to ask.
Oh, do I have to put the?
No, okay, don't. You don't wanna ask those values.
I put the.
So you're gonna be square
I put the one where
root
it's
of
just
2.
like square root of 2.
I think it could.
It's 1.23.
Yeah, probably.
How'd you get there?
1.24. And negative square root 2 over 2 is gonna be negative 1.24 because they are
Root of 2.
functions.
I'm gonna do some cosine. We kind of like that.
Are we okay here?
No.
So at square root 2 over 2
Court.
is a 0.7 and the negative 1.24, so it's gonna be roughly right here. And here is gonna be 0.7 and 1.24 is right here.
Oh.
And also 0 too, sorry, 0, I forgot 0.
Where that's the square root?
And then 0, 0. Those are the inflection point.
Oh, whoops.
But why is it the inflection on ask?
Because the second derivative equals 0.
But like, shouldn't the point that like moves be an inflection point? That point,
Why?
you see like you got there's this point right here, and there's like that.
Yeah, but that's not inflection point. Minimum is not inflection point. Maximum is not inflection point. Minimum doesn't change in concavity. Look at minimum, right? So if I have like this, it never changes in concavity. It's still concave up.
Oh, I just.
Never change in concavity.
Okay. I thought the inflection point was the point that
So
they
we could second window.
No, inflection point does not. Inflection changing from concave up to down or
Do we
down to
change-
up.
Do we change depend to S2?
Yeah, actually, not a dependent. No, dependent don't ask. Okay, so now I'm gonna graph it. So the function is what? Is decreasing, right? Are you okay? So what I do is I draw a dotted line first. That I'm gonna know like this. Does that make sense? I draw a dotted line first. I didn't draw any concavity on it. Now after that, I'm gonna draw a concavity with it. So now it's gonna be from where to where is gonna be. Oh, I didn't do a number line test yet. Sorry. So let me do a number line test. It's gonna be 0, negative square root 2 over 2, negative, and positive square root 2 over 2. And I'm gonna test negative 30x and 2x squared minus 1. So I know this one's gonna be, if I test the negative, it's gonna be positive, positive, negative, negative. Question about this part. If I plug in, so for example here, it's gonna be positive, but this one's kind of hard to determine, right? What would the sign here be? If I plug in between negative square root 2 to 0, and plug in 2x squared minus 1, you'll be negative, yes. Because you think about it, you plug in 0.01 again, negative 0.01. So it's not gonna outweigh that negative 1 there, so it's gonna be negative and positive. So this one's gonna be negative, positive, negative, positive. So there was inflection point on all 3 points, and this is concave up, concave down, concave up, concave down. So now you're gonna go sketch all this. So right now it's gonna go concave up. And when you get to this point, it had to make sure it's increasing and concave down. So it's gonna be like this.
Oh.
And like this. Do you see that? It's not minimum, it's causing inflection point. And then this part is gonna be like this. So the graph is gonna be like something like this. You address all the characteristic, that's what's important on the graph. So when on the test, a lot of time I kind of give you kind of slack. But you do need all those points, but you do need to address for the concavity. Are they increasing concave up or decreasing concave up? So it can be either one. So in this case, it's gonna be concave up, increasing, this decreasing concave up, increasing concave up. Now it's gonna be increasing concave down, increasing concave up, right? Do you see all those things that's changing? And those are the things that's gonna happen. Okay, so in your homework, you gotta be able to you have to be able to draw all those characteristics. And that's very essential for you to draw. Now, again, this is not AP problem. I don't think it's gonna be on AP exam how to draw a sketch or graph. Used to be at 20 years ago, they would give you a function, they will ask you to sketch. They don't do that anymore because the student cannot handle it. But I need you to handle it because when you go to UCF, we're not talking about MIT, we're just talking about UCF. UCF, this question, the question from yesterday is worth 25 points for your midterm and 25 points for your final exam. So it's worth roughly 10% of your grades, just because of one question if you can sketch your graph. And talk about critical point, talk about inflection point, talking all that. So the next one I want you to graph it is this. I'm actually give you first derivative and second derivative. How much time I have?
4 minutes.
Okay, I probably don't have enough time. But the original function is going to be f of x is equal to 2x to the 5 over third minus 5x to the 4 over third. And I'm going to give you a derivative because we don't know if you know how to take a derivative. 10 over 3, x to the 1 over third. That's the first derivative. X to the 1/3 minus 2. And the f double prime of x is equal to 20 times x to the 1/3 minus 1 over 9x to the 2 over third. Okay, so I give you all the things. You can try to sketch this graph, but on your test you have to be able to take a derivative correctly, everybody. Okay, I need to be able to take a derivative correctly. Courtney, does that make sense? So the minimum maximum does not change concavity. Only inflection point does, but inflection has to change from up to down. Now sometimes you have to do number line tests because you get positive, positive, negative, negative. There's only one inflection point. So sometimes you can do a test and you see concave up, up. But your last case was concave up, up. And that's definitely no inflection point. And that's it for today. And tomorrow we're gonna talk about optimization. You have tests on next Thursday. Ariana, you have tests on next Thursday.
Got it.
Can't hear you, she has it.
Here.
Sorry, wait, hold on, let me. What was that? She couldn't hear you.
She can't hear you with all this
She has
broken
the next
room.
keys.
Can't hear the brokenness.
Can't even afford wires.
That's fun.
I'm sure airplanes on the education store.
On the education side.
So just to be
If
clear,
you're a
now
student,
you
you
can
get.
take this,
If you miss a homework.
I'm getting there.
if you miss.
Bro, why would I not buy off?
Or if you miss a
I
test.
mean,
Why would I not buy off the education?
Alright, listen, I'm taking one for the team, you can just take points off my test.
5 points per person.
5 point, well, okay, alright.
Alright, that's not
That's
bad.
a
Education
little-
store is
little
so much cheaper.
excess.
Yeah, it is, what, like, it's.
She's offering to remove 5 points from her score.
Yeah, it's
Half a point per
The-
person.
5 points from her score to give us
How much
all
did you
the
pay for
real
your
one.
iPad Pro? Your iPad Pro?
500 something. Yeah, buy phone. I Craigslist. Craigslist. I buy from Facebook.
Bro, people.
You what?
I never pay any full price.
Dude, you're so lucky.
I buy my card on Craigslist too.
4,000.
$338.
You look for your car?
Yeah, you can sell the
I'll
card.
buy for 4,000.
Uh,
Four.
you pay for 4,000 for your card?
No,
Pay, he'll pay you 4,000
For your card.
My card is 3,800.
Dude, you know,
Miles, 3,800
my,
miles.
no, one of my cars, like the speedometer stopped working, so stop counting the miles.
Yeah. So next time you get pulled over, you'll be like, yeah, it's fine.
I mean, I was going.
I don't know. I don't know. I thought I was going 20.
I was, no, like, so now it stopped counting the miles, so like.
You need a hey.
Like it,
You
mileage
can
won't go up.
get a battery.
So now the mileage won't go up.
Huh?
So now the mileage
He's
won't
saying his
go up.
mileage is broken too.
Battery.
Yes.
Wait, your car's pretty new.
No, not that one, the other one.
Oh. How'd you sell that car? Imagine doesn't go out because that car is not hard to
That's
sell.
actually good news for you, that you can sell it for more in the future.
Yeah, but if they drive,
No, if they drive and know it's not moving, then that car's worth like what?
Yeah. No, like it works, it's good, but it has like only like 30,000. That's a lot.
30,000 miles.
Yeah, but still, like, you're not gonna be sold a car. Like, nobody's gonna buy a car that's they don't know what to do with it.
You missed your turn off the lecture?
That's why I was so.